The pilot was forced to make an emergency landing after a landing gear malfunction. Thanks to his experience, the damage was minimal, and all 3 people on board were unharmed.
A tense moment unfolded when an R-44 helicopter suddenly lost control and plunged toward the ground before crashing into thick snow. Fortunately, both people on board survived and walked away safely after the incident. SpaceX Starship launches always deliver a breathtaking spectacle, leaving anyone who witnesses them in awe.
Dios mío. Dios mío, Dios mío.
South Korea's finest moment on the world stage. It's a symbolic flame, one the government hopes will be eternal. The Army enlists 3 of their top pilots to put the flame in place. But because of the excessive weight, anything but ideal conditions can send things spinning out of control. The chopper splits in 2, plummeting to the concrete bridge like a Hollywood stunt. Half the craft erupts into flames. The rest sinks to the bottom of the Han River.
This NASA aircraft was definitely not supposed to land like this.
Bobby, a plane just crashed on the road.
This is a tense moment when a light aircraft, a Hawker Beechcraft BE-36, was forced to make an emergency landing on a busy roadway in Georgia on Monday, February 9. The initial cause was determined to be engine failure. The incident damaged several vehicles on the road and resulted in 2 minor injuries.
Wow, that was crazy.
On Tuesday, February 10th, a serious aviation incident occurred at Aden Abdul International Airport in Somalia. A Starsky Aviation aircraft experienced a technical problem approximately 15 minutes after takeoff, forcing it to turn back. However, during the emergency landing, the plane skidded off the runway and crashed into a nearby beach. Fortunately, all 50 passengers and 5 crew members were safe. Several passengers sustained minor injuries and received immediate medical attention.
On July 2nd, 2013, the Proton M launch ended in complete failure. The rocket veered off course shortly after liftoff. It was later found that the cause was an incorrect installation of angular velocity sensors.
Maho Beach on the island of St. Martin is located right next to the local airport. And here's why it's not the best idea to linger for too long.
The F-22 performs the legendary Cobra maneuver.
Push, not yet forward push on the nacelles, and now...
A fancy plane or a high-tech helicopter, you decide.
You push the thumb wheel forward and standard wing here is bringing the nacelles down nice and slow, making sure we get enough airspeed over the wing, or enough airflow over the wing so we can fly like an airplane, not fly out of the sky. Wow.
For the G-15, runways are merely a suggestion. When a B-20 Osprey shows up, it means one thing: move aside or pay the price.
During training exercises, military pilots often ascend to the stratosphere to simulate intercepting an opponent. This mission took place at an astounding altitude of 20,000 meters. Passenger airliners may seem bulky and unwieldy, but in the hands of an experienced pilot, they become incredibly maneuverable. Switching from horizontal to vertical flights takes less than a moment.
The A320neo engine vortex looks less like airflow and more like a portal tearing open in another dimension. Refueling the world's largest helicopter takes an equal titan. Seeing one halo support another feels like aviation history unfolding mid-air. Nothing screams casual getaway quite like skimming across a lake in a World War II flying boat, treating history like a Sunday jet ski.
A lot of pitches.
The schedule said 12 to 12:01, and the C-17 arrived with military precision and zero sense of humor.
There we go.
Pit stops are for amateurs. The pros top off their tanks at 30,000 feet.
So this is where all that extra cargo goes.
In a world of big aircraft, one stands alone. Size matters. And this is the Antonov An-225 Maria.
Like it's nothing. A superhero pilot lands on a floating trampoline as the ocean loses its temper. Meanwhile, I couldn't even make it across the living room without spilling my drink. What could have been disaster at Cocoa Beach became one of the most impressive landings on record.
Okay, so this is,
He'll be okay.
Some jets fly. This one breakdances at 30,000 feet just to show off.
The JAS-39 proves elegance can be lethal, easily misleading missiles with perfectly timed flares. It's like the pilot has a joystick for a brain and ice in their veins. What a landing! When a Blue Angel flies, even gravity gets treated like a suggestion. The pilot performed 2 brief go-arounds during landing, first due to strong winds, then again because of low visibility. Here's an incredible fact. Stratolaunch, the world's widest airplane, was created for one purpose: to launch rockets into space. The F-35 reminds us that fuel economy is overrated and quiet takeoffs don't exist. How does someone even come up with a stunt like this? After a failed Cobra landing, the pilot accepted the loss with calm precision, like a true professional.
Now that's low-level flying. That's awesome.
Rules aside, when it comes to helicopters, altitude is optional if a few meters off the ground is all it takes to fly.
Woo! Yeah, baby!
Off Turkey's northwest coast, an Airbus A330 was towed into SOS Bay and intentionally submerged 30 meters below the surface, creating an artificial reef and an unforgettable dive site.
Calm, nothing unusual, just the Blue Angels effortlessly shattering the sound barrier in the middle of practice.
Video shows the moment the Jeju Airlines passenger jet touched down in Muon, South Korea, the belly of the jet skidding on the tarmac before it slams into a concrete wall, exploding into a fireball. Flight 2216 was carrying 175 passengers from Bangkok, Thailand.
On Mount Kazbek in Georgia, at an altitude of 3,700 meters, a helicopter encountered difficulties while landing. Fortunately, everyone on board was safe after this tense situation.
As the helicopter worked to install a towering 7-story Christmas tree structure, disaster struck when the rotor clipped a cable, sending the aircraft crashing down. Thankfully, the pilot survived with only minor injuries.
Michael James was the pilot tapped on the shoulder by a passenger who knew in that split second they were on a collision course.
The fateful Moscow landing that shocked the world is now being haunted again. On May 5th, 2019, an Aeroflot plane was hit by lightning while en route to Murmansk and forced to make an emergency turn.
If you find these aviation moments fascinating, don't hesitate to like and subscribe, because we have plenty more exciting content coming your way.
This jet takes off from an aircraft carrier at maximum thrust.
Oh! A vintage plane crashed onto Highway 101 in Agora Hills, causing a complete traffic snarl Tuesday afternoon. Fortunately, the pilot survived and was uninjured.
In 2005, a JetBlue Airlines Airbus A320 made an emergency landing with its front landing gear stuck at a 90-degree angle. The plane landed at a speed of 222 kilometers per hour, and the pilot tried to keep the nose gear off the ground for as long as possible. Upon touchdown, a shower of sparks erupted, but fortunately, no fire broke out on the aircraft.
What began as a firefighting mission in Pangalmo, Chile ended in tragedy when the aircraft struck power lines and exploded on a highway.
Bro, get the fuck away from here, like turn around. Bro, no, hold on. I think it's gonna crash, bro. Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Damn, they're dead. They are dead, bro.
What just happened in Maryland? A small plane crashed into a high-voltage power tower on the night of November 27th, hanging more than 30 meters in the air.
An F-18 leads a high-speed carrier break, bringing a section of fighters back to the carrier at 500 knots in a tight, precise maneuver. The roar and coordination highlight the skill and discipline of naval aviators during carrier operations.
Oh, bloody hell. Look at it. Right over us, Rosa. Look at this. Unbelievable. Oh, fantastic. Look at that. Jesus Christ.
The passenger plane almost made a landing, but ended up crashing into the lagoon. Thanks to the U.S. Navy team working nearby, everyone escaped unharmed.
This is about as quiet as a fighter jet can possibly be.
It's not just a hobby.
runway to Regina 305.
Oh! I'm sure they felt that one in the cabin.
Have you ever wondered how drivers react when an aircraft flies dangerously close to their cars? I bet they were absolutely shocked and terrified.
The two passengers were incredibly lucky that day. A miscalculated runway length, and here's the result. Impressive images, but no injuries.